energy was serene and quiet. It was beautiful. हार मान ले उनसे ऐसी तमन्ना करते हैं और क्या करें दिल को समझाते हैं कैसी तमन्ना मिल रही है. You know, art of efficiency is there. There is one question which I wanted to know, and that is, Ankur asked the question: what if somebody paints a nude picture of somebody who is my relative, his relative sister? Would she or he, my colleagues, would still be so passionate about saying that no, let it be painted, nothing happens, state must not intervene? That is not the answer. But I would still consider it to be a very less important question, because bigger questions of bigger importance are there. She next proceeded on to say in 1940s there was something, now we must relegate it to the past, things have moved. Yes, things move. No, that is why we say the freedom of expression part should be regulated, not banned, by the state. And state, what is state? Ankur said what is state? State is a connection, there's a difference between state and government. People who are working the state is the government. Okay, that is number one. And the second thing which I want to say, let's take the example of Indian Constitution. Initially we had the freedom, right to life. Initially when it came to right to life, the Constitution provided us that life will be taken away from you in accordance with the procedures of law. That happened in 1971, and that was Gopalan versus something came to Supreme. Subsequently, next 10 years what happened? State changed its stand. State said no, it is not possible that Parliament can make any law and what do they say? Mr. Sanjay Sir can be hanged. The law has to be reasonable. The state itself is confined with reasonability. You cannot say state cannot be reasonable. And the Supreme Court, 7 judges of the Supreme Court have given the first decision, 15th judge of the Supreme Court overruled the decision. The state overruled its decision in 10 years and decided, no, you cannot have arbitrary laws. Now let me tell you one more thing. Whenever we say regulated by state, we are threatened by state. Let me give the examples of our history. In ancient history, whenever an Indian king was coronated, the first thing he had to do was to come up and say, now I am omnipotent. And you know what happened next? The Rajput used to come forward and strike him with a gun saying, you are not omnipotent, Dharma is omnipotent. And in Indian history, it is always possible to remove the king on the basis of his regulating Dharma to the past. And not only this, even in Mughal period, I'm talking about India, even in Mughal period, the name that was given was Farrezdi. Shahenshah Akbar Farrezdi. It means the right of God. He has to stick with the law of the God. State does not at all mean that we must be afraid of it. You and I can change the government, and by changing the government, we can affect the state. If you and I are not doing that, that's not the problem of the state, my dear. That's our problem. Let's face this. Therefore, the freedom of expression must be regulated by state. And again, I would still expect Mr. the next person who is coming to answer the question which was raised by